back 20 years ago and find within your timeline some of the significant changes in your life that got you here where you are today.
Significant change in my timeline 20 years ago. What's that? 2005? Oh, how much time do I got? How long is this show?
You got 5 minutes.
Oh my God, in 5 minutes? 2005? You kidding me, girl?
No.
2005, I'm a drugged out of my mind corporate employee doing drugs in the parking lot out of the job to wash this from my soul. I'm getting paid to white lie all day in one of the big five banks in the corporate high-rise towers, and I realized the world has lied to me. They said, get a good job, get a good girl, get a few cars, get a good place to stay, and you're set. You're going to be happy. Totally miserable. Insane. Couldn't even take it. One night after supper, I'm thinking to myself, realizing that society has lied to me. And at the time, right now, I don't do drugs. I'm clean, yoga, meditation. I pray every day. I pray just before this. I'm clean. Maybe 4 or 5 glasses of alcohol per year. At the time, drugged out of my mind, atheist. So it's not like I prayed to God. I just looked up and I just thought to myself, this is bull. There's no way this is it. There has to be more to life than this. Funny, you just asked, I just saw the question 20 years ago, almost to the day. A lightning rod hit me, doctor. Not a physical one. A metaphorical lightning rod hit me like a flash of light. The next day, quit alcohol, over the next few weeks, quit alcohol, quit drugs, quit a whole host of bad habits, quit the job, started a business in the personal development field, started waking up at 6 a.m., sitting cross-legged in the living room, Kundalini breathing exercises, having Kundalini awakenings and experiences, went all out in the spiritual stuff and started a company because I had a marketing degree. So I went and started promoting all these authors, gurus, all the you can do this, all these guys, right? All the water filter people, all the let's make the world a good place, all these guys. So they would come to us. I would write the copy for them. I'd write the messaging. And turns out these guys couldn't sell themselves out of a paper bag. So I had to come up with messaging algorithms quick out of survival mode. Now, may he rest in peace, but the biggest client we got at the time was Deepak Chopra. When Deepak Chopra came to town, we got the contract. So I was on stage presenting him, which at the time I was still, doctor, a part-time stutterer. So I was afraid and self-conscious of stuttering on stage while presenting Deepak. So I had a panic attack live in front of 2,000 people. So that's around 2005-ish, the starting of that company. And then the messaging algorithm I developed during that time to help authors, coaches, and experts and motivational people sell themselves is at the core of the messaging system we teach today in our speaking academy, which oddly enough, the course is called, you're going to love this, Level Up. So, in a nutshell.
Wow, I love it. I know it was such an alignment when you showed me that this morning. I'm like, what? You were thinking about me 20 years ago? Wow. Okay, thank you. It is so like when you said that actually on the networking for the hounds, I was like, wow, Sly, that is amazing. Because it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot on people to really grow and hone in. And your passion and your drive actually got you where you are today to move forward to whatever crutch that you've had. Now, my next question is, you've transformed from someone who once feared the stage to a sought after speaker. What was the pivotal moment that ignited this transformation?
A pivotal moment that ignited the transformation of someone who feared the stage. It's not that I'm a sought after speaker, it's that I coach international keynote speakers. I coach better speakers than me. I hypnotize hypnotists. I coach coaches. I speak to speakers. I train trainers. So a lot of times I have to dilute my stuff. I rarely speak to the general population. So I speak to the guys that go and speak. So that's more kind of what I do, is more like in the background. But a pivotal moment, it has to be around 4 years old. Because in the context of visibility, somebody watching this here, you're watching this, you're listening to this, and you want to get on stage to kick butt, take names, grow your business. Do like Doctor here, okay? We have a doctor in business who knows how important this is. She's live, she's got shows, she knows what's cooking, okay? This is crucial if you want to grow your business. In case you haven't noticed, the middle class has been shrinking since 1971, and now it's all over the news. Inflation is rising. Ad costs are rising. Cost of living is rising. The middle is disappearing. It's way down or way up, people. And trust is at an all-time low. So if you want people to do business with you, they first kind of have to trust you. And if they want them to trust you, they kind of have to know you. And the best way to do that is one-to-many speaking in shows. And one of the reasons people do not do that is because, frankly, there's a bunch of reasons. My phone, I don't have the right phone, the right filter, the right mic stand, right? If you're online searching the best mic stand or the best, what's a gold-plated XLR cable? That would be good for my sound, all right? It's just fear in disguise. And around 4 years old, I had enough of fear. I was 4 years old, and it's been going on for years at this time. I'm on my bed one night, and I'm looking at my closet. And there's a monster in my closet, doctor. I know it's there. Maybe even two, I'm thinking. So at 4 years old, I go to the top of my bed, and I'm looking at the closet, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm done with this. I'm going to go there, open the door, and surprise the monster, see what's cooking. So what I do is I jump as far as I could because, I didn't want the monster under my bed to catch my feet, right? Yeah, use your brain. So I jump past the reach of the monster under my bed, open up the closet. In an instant, the monster in my closet disappeared because it wasn't there, but I could see it. And the second that monster disappeared, I noticed the one under my bed disappeared as well. So there's a moment in time, a pivotal moment, where inside your mind, you're a business owner, you're an expert, a coach, you want to get out there, kick butt, take names, but you're terrified, man. Just sit there with yourself, admit it. It's just fear. And as long as you, in your own mind, feel smaller than fear, you're hosed because it's bigger than you. Now, logic is reasonable, right, doctor? Logic is reasonable. Love is loving. Courage is courageous. So fear is afraid. By definition, it says on the box, it is fear. It is fearful. The second in your mind, and I've done this at 4 years old, and I do it, once a week. You got something scaring the daylights out of you. The moment in your own mind, you shift the power dynamics to, let's see what you got. Fear, being naturally afraid, becomes afraid of you when you stop being afraid of it. And that's a pivotal moment that anybody can do at any time, regardless of your size, color, race, gender, country, whatever's going on. It's an internal game because the game of public speaking is truly won or lost before you open your mouth.
I think some people already heard this. When I came in this country, I was 13 from the Philippines, and I didn't know how to speak English. And I learned English in 3 months. And I thought that if I want to learn, I could do public speaking.
Hashtag balls right there.
So, okay. So I learned English in, I don't know, 3 months. It was summer. Wow. And then they're like, oh, you win money and sell a cake for $100. I'm like, I'm Asian. I want to win money. How do we get there? And $100 was a lot 30 years ago. Okay. So, I entered into the Rotary public speaking contest, but the goal was to have a theme and memorize for 5 minutes what you're about to say about your life. I said, okay, I'll enter. And then I invited my parents, of course, and my dad had to pop a pill for anxiety. And he said, what possessed you to go in public speaking of 100 people, parents and judges, to judge you about your theme? And I asked my dad and I said, why not? And my dad's like, you don't know the difference between dessert and desert yet. Because I embarrassed him at the restaurant on that one. And B, are you sure this could be like, you're just entering freshman in this high school? I said, Dad, if I don't die, then I'll be fine. I'll learn. I never had fear when it comes to public speaking. It's because to me, I always think, why not? And believe it or not, I won first place out of all the attendance, and I end up in my school newspaper, and I represented the school for public speaking for 4 years because of that moment. I don't know if it is the lack of fear or because I'm just an idiot. Like, I just do it because I want to do it. I don't care what people think. If I want to do something, I will do it, and no one's going to stop me. And so for me, it's always been like, let's try. And if I don't like it, then I don't. But public speaking is something that I love, and I've always somehow not afraid of that one thing that most people are afraid of. And I ask for feedback. As soon as I'm done, I always ask for feedback. Hey, what do you think of it? And how do you think I could make it better? Right. And I asked from my dad. My dad's like, I don't know. I don't remember. I was so scared. I was in the back. I was sweating. I didn't want you to like embarrass yourself or like, and you did good. And I was like, thanks, Dad. Because I didn't grow up with my parents. My dad didn't know me. I literally met him 3 months of my life at that moment as well. So he didn't know I love public speaking, but I'm sure my English was all over the place. Right. So that is my pivotal moment. Is I feel like when people, Susanna and I were talking about this with mental health. People, when you have fear, whether it's public speaking or judgment, you live in your head. So for me, I get out of my head. Of course, I'm scared, but my wanting is so much stronger than my fear. What do you think of that?
Well, I got a few notes here that I want to touch. There's somebody listening to you right now who's thinking, oh my God, I really relate so much because English is my second language. Dude, man, woman, English is my second language. That's her second language. Bonjour, mon nom est Sylvain Haché. Nobody can even say my name in English. Just a minute ago, I was telling a story about the time I was 4 years old. had to look for the word for closet. Once a week on a YouTube video that I make, I stumble upon, because I don't use scripts or anything, I just go off the cuff. So once a week, I'm live, I'm being filmed, there's people there, and I go to a place where I don't know the word, I've never said the word. I say it in French and translate it off the cuff. Somebody like Dr. Leyland here realized something that you can all take all the way to the bank. And then there's a distinction. The thing you can take to the bank is that the fear of public speaking does not exist. There's no such thing as the fear of public speaking. Nobody is afraid of making sounds with their face in front of other people. They're afraid of what might happen if they do. So it's a fear of public humiliation, fear of getting laughed at, fear of ridicule, embarrassment, shame, fear of having people laugh at you in your face, or worse, knowing that people laugh at you behind your back. Oh my God. That's the terror and the fear. So once there's a classic joke by Seinfeld. Most people are so terrified of public speaking, they'd rather be in the casket than give the eulogy. That's because, and I had a guy say to me verbatim, no, I said you twice now. Twice I heard somebody say verbatim to me, oh my God, you're a public speaking coach. I'd rather die than speak in public. What does that mean if I translate that in French for you? Here's what that means. that means public speaking inside of my mind when I think about it is like a movie where I die socially because I get laughed at. And this ego blow is so painful that I would rather die a physical death than die that imaginary social death I imagine will happen if I open my mouth in public. So that's the gist of it. Now we got someone like Dr. Leyland here, who somehow, and you're listening to this, I want you to take some time with yourself. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Get honest. And you basically got two choices when it comes to timelines. She was talking about timelines here. I didn't know this. I just saw the question at the same time as you, talking about timelines. You can either let your past tell you what to do now, or let your future tell you what to do now. So when somebody is in a situation where everything's falling apart, you're punching way above your pay grade, you're dancing way above your league, and you're like freaking out, relax your shoulders, get honest, and realize that maybe, just maybe, because of some decisions you've made a long time ago that set out a course of action, your future is now pulling you in that direction, and you got to let some of that past weight go.
Yeah, I love that. I've tried to put myself as a case study because I really want to uncover, like, so many people have so many questions and I cannot answer them. Some of them I just answer recently and I make excuses for my answer. Actually, whatever comes up in my head, I'm like, well, I think it's ADHD. Well, I think it's that.
Send it my way. I'll be happy to answer.
But here's the thing. I think, so when you said, English is our second language, actually English is my seventh language. But
7?
Yeah.
Watch people. See? So, okay, just a second here. So we have a brilliant, multilingual business doctor, which means she's not messing around. She's not faking the funk. She knows what she's talking about. She knows what's good. She's future motivated. And she's somehow taking the time out of her schedule to make content, social media videos, and she gets on stage. You think she's doing this for fun? Just see what happens? She knows. That's the play. And you're listening to this and thinking, oh, I'd love to speak, but I'm shy. Speak with Uncle Sly. We got you. We even got a free trial. We put it free. My assistant was like, don't you think people will take advantage of your free trial? That's why it's free. Take it. And it's not like we're trying to screw you over. Our system purposely will tell you, hey, by the way, Joanna, your free trial is about to expire. If you don't do anything, it'll charge you. Are you sure? We even remind you. And even when you cancel, you get to keep the free trial. And that's step one, is get over yourself. So, yes, we teach people how to have 6-figure days from the stage. We've helped people replace their yearly income from a 20-minute talk. That means you make sounds with your face for 20 minutes in front of other humans. And as a result of that, you make more money than you made the previous year. That's what it means in French. And the guy liked it so much, he did it again in 3 months later. But the first step into that, 6-figure days and, potentially making a lot more money than you are now, potentially, I want to get in trouble here with the law, potentially, the first step in doing that is getting over yourself. And then get your story straight, and then learn how to get the message across. So it lands and it snaps and it sparkles. And I
like sparkles.
There you go.
Tastes like
you can't have the sparkles if you don't get over yourself first. And that's why we have the free trial for people.
I love it.